That's all recorded just for you to acknowledge.
Okay.
Is the microphone working?
Yeah.
How can
Yo.
I know?
¿Cómo estás?
So you don't know.
Hoy hablo con alguien que ha pasado por lo que muchos sueñan, mudarse a Australia y obtener la ciudadanía. Pero esto no se trata de visas ni de trámites, sino que se trata del lado humano. El esfuerzo, la incertidumbre, las decisiones y lo que realmente implica construir una vida lejos de donde uno empezó. Estoy acá con Okan, él es de Turquía y ya lleva acá en Australia viviendo varios años. Hoy nos va a contar cómo fue realmente ese proceso, el tiempo, el esfuerzo y si al final valió la pena. Como Okan no habla español, un poquito, vamos a hacer la entrevista en inglés y después seguramente voy a poner los subtítulos para que se entienda. So, first question is, how long have you been in Australia and what made you come here originally?
Hola. Or hola. Hello, this is Okan. I arrived in Australia in 2019 March. More than 6 years. I here to just come for travel, backpacking.
When did you start thinking like seriously about staying like long term or applying for your citizenship?
As I said in the first question, I came here for backpacking, but it's end up with totally different situation with COVID and other stuff. After 4 years staying here, studying school and extending my visa, I realized I need to have something longer and I decided to stay in Australia. And the way I stay here, I need to get a visa or permanent residency. At this time, I realized I want to apply for long-term visa.
What was the hardest thing about adapting at the beginning?
From my side, I can say never stable life because in 6 years I realized the work change, life change, house change. All the time you need to move. You don't have to, but the life push you to go other way. And I can say one of the hardest thing in my Australian life was never stable life until you find out what you want.
Speaking about this, when did things start to feel like more stable for you?
From my side, I can say after I received my visa, which is kind of go-to way to permanent residency, I feel my life start to be more stable. My mindset change to be more permanent here.
Considering that you've been like more than 6 years now here in Australia, do you think you feel more Australian in any way than Turkish?
This time period, my mindset changed a lot and I experienced a lot of things, but I can say still I am 80% Turkish, even though I experienced lots of Aussie lifestyle. My mindset doesn't change fast.
So I think after a while you still keep a lot of your essence from where you're from, basically. How long did it take you to be eligible for citizenship?
Firstly, I don't have citizenship yet, but I'm on the way. I was so lucky, and the visa I applied, it was really a new visa. So I check what I need to do, where I can do, and I move. And if you ask me how long it take to apply visa, I needed to stay in 6 months in remote area plus waiting time 12 months. So it took 18 months. But the system totally changed now. I heard it's a little bit longer than before.
6 months, like to work, and then you said like 12 months for waiting. What's the waiting?
The visa I apply, it's called a skilled regional visa. So to apply this visa, you need to be in regional area in Australia somewhere. But in my scenario, I'm electrical engineer and I was doing hospitality. So I needed to go remote area and work in 6 months in any job, 30 hours. And then I was able to apply for 491. But that's not mean I can receive the visa. It's mean I can apply. And when you apply this visa, you collect all the points, your age, your English level, your experience, your relationship. Even when you have a relationship, they cut your points. That's Australia. After you collect points, you apply for the visa. And this time, you put your interest and you wait. It can be 2 months, it can be 24 months, and depend on your case.
Did you need to make like any sacrifice to follow this path of the visa?
I'm from Istanbul. The city is 18 million people, and for this scenario, I have to move island with 4,000 people. That was one of the blow up thing in my life. Yeah. I never been really small area. I travel, but I never lived. And I live this place more than 2 years now. Your life changed totally. It's an experience. I really like it. But at the same time, you need to understand that's not city. Everything is less people, less opportunities, less facilities. You need to enjoy the time with your friends, your limited friends, because there are not many people around. But if you ask me, does it worth to sacrifice? I can say for my story, yes. I love to be in Kangaroo Island. It gives me a wildlife experience, really close to ocean, and the lifestyle here. It's open new world in my life. Yeah, let's start about money, Latinos.
So I think now we're talking a little bit about what people is maybe a little bit more interested. They know you make a lot of money, but at the same time everything is expensive. So do you think the process was expensive for you, or that you could manage pretty well?
If we look at the whole process, we need to think about my previous time before I applied visa, which was in student visa. I pay around $7,000-8,000 per year for my education. I finished 2 diplomas. It's cost me around, let's say, $16,000. Plus, I apply for visa, which is cost me $4,500. After I finish all my requirements, when I wanted to apply my visa, I needed to pay first. That's the price, the visa fee, which is $4,500 plus $500 health check. Yeah, we can say maybe all process cost me $20,000. And I was so lucky. I didn't need any visa advisor or like a lawyer because one of my mates was really into it. We did it together. So if you apply, it may cost you a little bit more. But in my story, it's $20,000. If you live in Australia, you're gonna know $20,000 is nothing for getting permanent residency.
And applying.
Make $20,000 in a student visa.
Don't ask this question.
Yeah.
Were you able to save it some money during the whole process? Or you needed to spend a lot in like surviving and applying for the visa itself?
First, I started living Sydney, which is one of the most expensive city in Australia. And the cost-wise, everything was high. I was paying my room around $300 per week. The grocery $100 plus transportation and everything. But if you live in Australia, you're gonna understand that if you work hard, you make good money. So even though you spend money, you can save money. From my experience, I can save enough money to see around Australia for 5 months. Didn't work 5 months and travel, all my costs paid by my saving. Plus, I feel safe with my savings now. I feel comfortable. So I can say from my experience, it's been 7 years in and out. I was in the country, spending everything. I saved enough money for myself for the moment.
What kind of jobs did you do along the way?
I learned everything in Australia. All the job I have done in Australia, I learned here. I never have experience in hospitality or construction. I started to work as a kitchen hand. It was a short experience for me. After 3 weeks, I quit job and I started working construction because I wanted to make more money, save more money, which it worked. And I started work as a laborer, but because I'm electrical engineer, I have some connection with some jobs in construction. I started work as an electrical trade assistant. I worked around 3 years in Sydney as a electrical trade assistant, doing basic jobs, saving enough money. When I realized I need to move to Kangaroo Island, I needed to find hospitality job. I never done hospitality in my life. And now it's been 3 years. I'm doing some barista and bartender jobs at the same time and most of the time in front house.
So you said you had like no experience before coming here. I think because of the kind of the jobs you can find in here in Australia, some people is like a little bit like afraid of coming here with no experience. I believe if you have some experience, it's actually much better, but it's not something that you must do or you must have experience to come here. So what do you think in construction and then in hospitality? What was your first days? How do you apply to those jobs? To make people understand what's the first step. Everyone sees like the end, but how do you do it? How did you get there?
All my job, the first day when I went there, I was so stressed and nervous because I didn't have experience and they were expected me to know some stuff, but actually I didn't know. I think you need to know what you need to do for applying jobs. I have so many friends and they were giving me some advice. I followed that. I have some basic knowledge about construction when I talk about it, using some tools and how a system works. But even though you don't know, they show you. So you learn basically on the work. For hospitality wise, I can say you need more experience about if you do cocktails or coffee. Maybe people can take some course or try to learn from internet. But never is essential. I agree your idea. You try. If it doesn't work, try again next day and try and try. That's how it works in Australia. There are always demands around here. Just need to know where you need to look.
This is good. This is good. You should follow him. Trying to work here. So now we can ask if this whole process was worth it for you. Would you go through the whole thing again if you had to?
So the way I look at the world, one of the most important thing in my life, getting experience. All this process, I can say, I gained lots of experience. I learned lots of things. Everything was challenging, but at the same time, this challenge gives me the motivation. If you ask me this question, if I do everything again with this experience, I'm not sure because it was a long and tough process and I already experienced it. I don't know I'm gonna have motivation again. But the first time when I try, it was hard, but at this time I had motivation. I was more focused in my future in here. When I compare everything now, what I have, it's really hard. No, cut. I will go again because I believe in my future it will worth it. Even now, I feel it worth it. I never regret in my life in here. I never say, I wish I should do that one. I should be in Turkey. Why did I come? Or what I tried these jobs, even though my friend, all my background life, thinking, all the prejudge. I just enjoy my experience, my life here. I would advise if one of my best friends asks me, should I come and try? I would support him to do it.
What would you say to your best friend who asks you, I want to go to Australia and I might want to apply to the PR to stay in Australia, but I don't know how to start?
Yeah, that's important because I've seen so many people around me. They would love to stay here. They try to stay here, but they don't know what they need to do. I will say to my friend, first, put your goal. The target is important because if you don't have a real target, you lose your goal, your motivation. Second, search what you need to do. What is your requirement? After you collect everything, my advice, go someone professional. Talk with lawyer, agency. From my experience, lawyer is much better. Just go with professional to sort it out because some people, they spend their time, they think they can get it, but actually there is no way from their side they can get this visa. And there are many ways to stay in here. First, you need to know what you need to do. Where should you go? Because in Australia, everything based on requirements, eligibility, you need to learn these details.
Thank you, Okan.
The good part is the color.
Okay, Okan, we're getting to the end of the interview, and my last 2 or 3 little questions are, what have you learned about yourself during the process of the visa?
My resilience level, I can say, because from the beginning to end, you have always problem. Everyone has a problem in their life. But in Australia, you are far from your culture, your country, your people, your language, and you're learning and improving at this time. Mentally, when you are weak, you think you can deal with problems, but actually you find out new solutions. You try new things you never try. Australia improved me a lot for this part. It makes me stronger. The answer was resilience because in last 6 years, with all the experience, all the problems, I survive and I believe I make it with good way.
Historias como esta nos recuerdan que construir algo real lleva tiempo. Mudarse a otro país no es la meta final, sino que es solo el comienzo. Y detrás de cada visa, cada documento y cada historia de éxito, siempre hay un proceso lleno de esfuerzo, intención y crecimiento. Esto es parte de lo que queremos mostrar en este canal. Thank you very much, Okan. It's been great.
Cheers, bro. What do you mean no payment?
But we're using a wood spoon, you know, it's like no money.
I'm so happy.
I'm just a pillow.